Daily Broadside, day 477. Last night, I have a bad habit. I have a good habit of watching cheesy movies, and I love cheesy, corny movies, especially from the 80s. I like to go back and remember how fairly good I thought they were back then and how stupid they are now. There's nothing like a bad movie with good company, so you can both mock it, you know. So me and my youngest son watched Over the Top last night, the 6 or 7, somewhere in there. Stellar performance by Stallone. Stallone actually isn't that bad in the movie. All the other characters absolutely suck. So if you've never seen it, Stallone pretty much is a truck driver. He's driving like a 65 auto car diesel. He's just I guess he's just a self-employed Hawks trucking kind of guy, right? And he's got this wife that he's left and a son who's like 15, 13, something like that. And it doesn't really explain, but he walked out on him, left him high and dry. And the mom is in like California, and she's dying of cancer. And her grandfather, the grandfather of the boy, the mom's dad, Robert Loggia, who needs a lozenge. Why does Robert Loggia talk like that? What's up? I mean, I just have to get the phlegm out of my throat if I was Robert Loggia. Rest in peace. He doesn't like Lincoln Hawks, which I don't understand because, again, Hawks, Stallone, he's a decent dude. He's a nice standing-up guy. He looks like he pays his taxes, pays all the street signs, nice, personable dude. For whatever reason, left his wife and kid, but he admits that was a mistake. He wished he hadn't have done it. He's trying to make amends with his son, whatever. And I don't know how long these people have been married, or were married or whatever, but at least long enough to have a 13 or 14-year-old. And yet, when she later dies in the movie, and the son doesn't even come close to like grieving about it, he just runs away for a little while and just, jogs off, cries in place a little bit, and then he's fine. He's off to races. And if I didn't mention, this is an arm wrestling movie. I probably should have said that. But Hawks shows up to the funeral, interrupts the service while they're at the graveside to put some flowers on there, and you hear somebody in the background, that must be the husband. Now I ask you, have you ever been to a funeral of a grown woman and you didn't know what the husband looked like? That just doesn't make any sense. And might I add that Hawks is, throughout the movie, hauling a 53-foot truck of brute cologne, the essence of man. And I thought to myself, man, I bet that would be an awesome wreck. Because if those things can haul 80,000 pounds. I don't know how much, I know how dense that is, but it's probably not a full truck, I'm guessing, because cologne's got to weigh 8-something pounds a gallon like water. So it's probably a packed truck. And if you wreck a cologne truck of brute, God, the whole county would stink. Women would be like, why does it smell like the 80s in a nightclub? It would just, all these guys with like furry chests and chains and whatnot. But anyway, the stupid kid that plays Michael, right? He's an idiot. Every time there's something wrong with his life, he just runs away. He'll just take off running across traffic or running here, running there. And I don't know who taught him this whole running away thing, but that doesn't solve anything. All your problems just follow you. They follow you across the highway. And now you just endangered your damn self. And you could have just stayed where you were and dealt with the problems the same. It doesn't make any sense. At one point, some thugs jump out from the grandfather. The grandfather then sends some thugs to kidnap the boy, which, there's a whole custody thing. The grandfather really has no rights to take the kid. It is his. When the mom dies, he's the new parent, right? You don't get to just kidnap your grandchild. So he probably should have been brought up on charges and that. So they're in like Vegas or something. They're somewhere, and he's on the phone with the dying wife, Sylvester Stallone is, and over his shoulder, these toughs, they come grab the boy and throw him in what appears to be like a 1977 Dodge pickup with probably a 318. It's a two-wheel drive, probably got a Torque Flight 727. This thing is not breaking any land speed records. Yet, Hawks jumps in his 1965 auto car diesel with 74 gears and is somehow able to catch up, even though they got a huge head start. And he wrecks it and all this stuff. Then he ends up going to the house because he gets pissed off and all, and they get away. He gets the boy back, but then they get him later. And now he's at the mansion, which was the Beverly Hills mansion. The Beverly Hillbillies mansion is where they filmed Robert Loggia's mansion. So he's at his mansion, and Hawks he can't get in. The toughs that are guarding the gate, who are wearing suits, by the way. I don't know why you need to have, at 10 o'clock at night, your street toughs that are guarding the gate wearing suits. I mean, they could just wear like a nice, like a tracksuit or something, be a little bit more comfortable. But I mean, how many people are really coming to Robert Loggia's mansion? And so Hawks can't get in, so he's like, all right, I'll be back. And he drives his 1965 Autocar diesel through the front gates and then blasts through a concrete fountain, the size of a 72 Buick. I don't understand what the point of that was. Like, this is your only means of earning a living. You own the truck. It's all you got in the world. That's why you're going to the World Championship arm wrestling, so that you can get you a new Volvo truck. But he just blasts through. I think you could have just taken the torque in that truck and just pushed on the gate, bloop, popped right open, and then you could have walked up there was no need to drive through the front door, catch all these felonies and everything like that. So that don't make no sense. But anyway, the son, while he's in jail, he gets out of jail, blah, blah, blah. He goes on and he wins I didn't want to spoil it for anybody who hadn't seen it, but he wins the ultimate arm wrestling championship. Even though the dude that plays Blaster, Bull, Turnkey, Smilanoff, I don't remember what his name was, but he's dead in real life. The dude's like 6'4", 392. I mean, he's a huge brute of a man. Sylvester, brute, the essence of man. He's not Sylvester Stallone, who's like 5'7", 205, if he's lucky. And he just doesn't rip all this stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, in the auto car, he's got this arm machine, right? Like a one of them Nautilus machines from the 80s, when everybody had like the one Nautilus machine that you could do like 19 exercises, you just go around it and do more stuff. Military press and little chin-ups and whatnot, little leg press. That I saw a guy with that leg press one time. He had like 400 pounds on it, and it slid off and slid up his shins and just took all the skin with it. Woo! It looked painful, I gotta tell you. But anyway, back to what I was saying, which was, so he's got this weight machine, and I've known some people that have torn their rotator cuff, and it doesn't look pretty. In fact, from what I can tell, that's like one of the most painful things to come back from, because the surgery just leaves you with all this cartilage that you have to keep ripping, and it hurts. And I don't think coming down like this all day long in your truck practicing for arm wrestling, I don't think that's really good for your rotator cuff. And that can't be really building any strength. He just needs to do all different kinds of curls and, chest exercises and back exercises. Like, it's not that hard, but he's got this, anyway, he's got this stuff in there, and, I don't know. But he arm wrestles at one point, this guy named Smasher. He's Smasher, and Robert Loggia's mansion. Smasher. Everybody got great voices in this movie. But Smasher, no, that wasn't Smasher. That was the Fubar guy, the later dude in the tournament. This big, burly, bearded guy in like a cut-off tank top. And he drinks motor oil, like the old like cardboard cans of like that you had to like get the spout in. He's drinking like 10W30 of Valvoline. He's eating cigars, and then he loses a tournament. And I'm like, man, if you'd have won the tournament, we'd have been all impressed that you drank Valvoline, but you didn't win dick. And you just over there, you just put Valvoline into your stomach, and that can't be good. I can't imagine what that's like. But at any rate, it's a dumb movie, but it's one of those things that if you got the right people you're watching it with, it's the best movie you could watch. Again,